Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Emily. If you're not, thank you so much for coming back. Today, we are going to cut up all of these. I've got 5 plants here that I'm going to cut up and just kind of restart, whether because they're not growing or they're not looking too good, and I just didn't like how I was growing them, like with this one. This one is my Exotica. I actually don't want it on this pole, and just it's one little strand, so I'm just gonna cut it up, propagate it. This one is just growing weird, and I'm just gonna restart that one. And let's see, my Mandula here got all this growth up here and all this bare stem, and so I'm just going to just do a bunch of little wet sticks from this one. This Soderoy is just not looking too good. It's not liking the peat moss that it's in, so I'm just gonna restart this one. I've already taken a bunch of cuttings from it that are currently propagating, so. And this one, this Hoya, this plant came when we had that freeze, and other Hoya that I've gotten like after those plants, or after I received this one, has already grown. Honestly, I don't even remember what this one is, but it hasn't grown. All the other plants that were in that shipment actually had cold damage and kind of just rotted. So I'm going to try and cut this one up and get it growing, and fingers crossed it works, but if not, it wasn't growing to begin with. So, and a lot of these, like all these Soderoy cuttings, I'm actually going to take to a plant swap that's coming up next month in April, and I might do it with some of the Moonlight, Scindapsus Moonlight right here as well. But let's get into it. So I'm actually out of moss, so we're gonna be doing something a little different. We're gonna be propagating these in perlite. I have propagated in perlite before. My Brandy Adam brand, my Philodendron Brandy is in the cabinet, and it's actually in perlite, and it's starting to grow up the wall of the cabinet, so I gotta get that one on a pole. And I might cut that one up a little bit too, just so when I do get more moss, I can put it on a pole with at least 2 vines. But where to start? I think I'm gonna start with the Soderoy, just because it's looking the worst. So there's 4 different vines in this plant. So what I'm gonna do is take a cutting right here where all the nodes are, and I'm just gonna do 1 node cuttings. For all of these. And some of this does have like variegation. I'm pretty sure corduroy is not supposed to look like that, but honestly, I'm not sure. These are probably gonna have little wet sticks. It's okay. And some of these are just little leaves. I am gonna do 2 node cuttings. So it's gonna have 3, but that's okay. I'm just cutting it up. Oop, cut a leaf off that one. That's okay. Okay, let's see here. Got 11 leaf cuttings and 3 wet sticks. So we'll just go ahead and set these to the side and let them callus over. Wow, I do. Let's go ahead and do the Exotica. I'm just doing the same thing with this one, cutting out the nodes. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4 little cuttings of this one. Yeah, this one's just one. So same thing, just gonna let it callus over. This one actually has some arrow roots already, so I just did 1 cut on that. It does have 2 growth points on there. I don't know if you can see that one. And then there's that one. Set that to the side. So this plant I did get from Lowe's, and it had a bunch of yellowing and stuff on it. It's come a long way, but I just don't like how it's growing. And maybe it's because I sit there and forget to water this plant sometimes, but mainly because I'm just not happy with it. This one I just trimmed the roots off because it's got a bunch of new growth coming in. Set that one to the side. Okay. So right in front of you, you can't see it, but right here, I've got all my little piles. This one's gonna be the fun one. So there is my little Angela head with a new leaf coming out, but that's okay. It's already got some arrow roots starting to grow right there. So honestly, I'm probably just gonna stick this in some water, take off. Yeah, I'm probably gonna take off all 3 of these lower leaves. So just left with these 2 and the new one coming out. Let's see here. So now I've got 3 little wet sticks here, and I just threw one. 3 little wet sticks here. And this too. I'm gonna pile over there. And then this one I'm just gonna leave. Just this little one. And the stump is still in here, right here. So if it wants to grow out of there, it can. This one. How am I gonna do this one? I think I'm gonna take this shorter vine that's on this side, and I'm gonna cut this shorter vine up. Just because I've never propagated Hoya before. So that will leave me with this. It does end up deciding to grow. Let's see here. This should give me like 3 cuttings. So let's see here. Let's cut that little bit of stem off. And there are my 3 Hoya cuttings. And I'm just gonna put this clip back on here so I don't lose it. Okay, how do I want to do this? So I got a bunch of these little cups here. I think I'm just gonna double them. And put as many cuttings in here as I can. All 3 of these Hoya can probably go on, so that's good. And all these are gonna go in this little Bag-O-Boat cabinet. Okay. What I'm gonna do is do a little scoop. And then I'm just gonna shove them in. So I am just gonna throw the top half in the water, but these I will put in here. This whole thing feels rotted, but I'm going to try it. Not that piece though. So there are those. And then, like I said, this top piece is just gonna get put in a cup of water. Now, for those. 1 second. Okay, so I have this little container here that I am just going to use. myself with some perlite. Then I am just going to start shoving these in. Some of these are probably just gonna lay on the sides, and that's okay. With sticks, I'm just gonna lay in here. And then my one little Hoya. I'm just gonna shove in here as well. And just like that. I'm going to get my water and I will be right back. Okay. Got my water. My watering can. Where is the top to my watering can? Honestly, I have no idea. It's fine. It's fine. We don't need a top. Okay. So, this is just some Super Thrive water. It's also got some silica in it. So I'm just gonna put this up a little bit. And I'm just gonna fill these all up about a quarter of the way. As far as this one goes, I do already have a cup or a mason, like a little mason jar of water in my Mills bowl, and so I'm just gonna throw that into there. So as far as this cabinet goes, I'm gonna have to do some movement around here. I'm gonna move my variegated fry deck to the Mills bowl. Honestly, Florida Ghost is not looking too good, but I'm gonna move that one as well. That one's gonna stay in here. Okay, and that's gonna stay. So this is gonna go right down here on the bottom shelf, maybe. There we go. That's gonna go on the bottom shelf. I need to pot up these Regal shields. And I'm just going to start filling in. This one I'm actually going to put down here just because the leaves are bigger. Probably same thing with this one. Put this one down here. And for right now, I'm just going to go ahead and throw that one in right there. There is that. Let's see, I haven't checked on these in a minute. Oh yeah. All my Regal Shields are sprouting. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and take the lid off and find some space. And just while I'm at it, I'm just gonna go ahead and water the stuff that is in here. And there we go. Now with this, just gonna toss this into this mason jar. That is looking a little full here. So I have a silver sword and a marble queen in there. And I'm just gonna go ahead and fill this up a little bit. Just like that. I need to get the silver sword and the golden pothos into its golden pot. Go ahead and pop those up. But as of right now, they're fine. So that is it for this video. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. It helps me grow and it helps us make our own little community inside the plant community. Alright guys, I will see you guys next time.